Hello and welcome to a session of FitEssentials Basics. My name is Shauna. I'll be taking you through class. Let's go ahead and come on up to our feet. All right, we're going to stand, bringing those feet just underneath the hips, toes pointing straight ahead, and we're going to be doing 3 cycles of breathing. So we're going to bring the hands in front of the chest, pull that chin in, stand tall. As you breathe in, reach up to overhead, stretching up out of the hips, and then as you breathe out, bring those arms down to the side, opening through the chest. Good job. Twice more. If it doesn't feel good to reach overhead, you can reach out in front of the body and then circle the arms around. So just meet your body where it is. Breathe and reach. Exhale, relax. Fantastic. Last time. Breathe in, stretching tall, and let it all go. Fantastic. From there, we're going to start to get some movement through those shoulders. So we're going to round the shoulders up and back. So bringing them up towards the ears, using your whole arm to kind of get a nice circular pattern here. Up and back, up and around. And I'm alternating which arm's on top as I bring my arms back in front of the body. Couple more. Just encourage all that to open. Fantastic. From here, you're going to reach the arms straight out, bring the feet in, and then as we open through the chest, we're going to step the feet out. Step it in, close, step it out and open. There you go. Just going to find a rhythm there, nice and smooth. Shoulders back and down. Good. Get a nice clap in front of the body. Clapping just generates some energy, some positive energy. And one more. Good job. Down and relax. Let's take one hand onto the hip. Get a little bend into those knees. Opposite hand, you're going to bring up to the shoulder. And now we're going to start by just getting a gentle twist in the body and reaching across the body. Very good. Pulling it back and in. And as we reach across again, see if you can reach a little bit higher. So up and across, a little bit higher. And we're going to do this between 5 and 8 times. And you just kind of meet your body where it's at. Gradually reaching a little bit higher each time. Taking it up into a side bend if that feels comfortable for your body. Back down. So for the side bend, I try to bring my arm more straight over the head and see if you can follow it with your gaze. So as my hand reach up, I turn my head, just gently peer up towards the ceiling as you stay grounded in your feet. Maybe one more here. Lower down, reaching up and across or across the body, wherever you're at. And down and relax. Shake it out. Good job. Let's go. Side step, arm swing. Nice. And then we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So get those feet in good position. One hand on the hip, bringing that hand up to the opposite shoulder. And then when you're ready, we're going to get a nice twist, just starting at shoulder height, reaching across and bringing it back. Good. Reaching up and across and elbow back, pulling the shoulder blade back and down and just kind of teasing it here. Back and forward. Good. Reach and stretch. I get a little bit of movement into that hip on the side that I'm reaching away from. Very good. And then as able, starting to reach up overhead. And as you start to go overhead, tilt your head, peering up and down. Let's go twice more. Up and across. Follow with your gaze if you feel stable to do so. Good job. One last one. And Shirley, if you want to turn your camera on, we can't see you right now. If you want to leave it off today, that's always welcome. But just want to make sure that you know we can't see your smile today. All right, one more time back to our side step and arm swing. Very good, everybody. All right, next we're going to go into some ankle rolls. So you can either choose to stay standing and work on a little bit of single leg balance, or if you'd like to take a seat for a second, please feel free to take a seat. If you are standing, really lift up everything nice and tall. Otherwise, down on the from seated, I'm just going to lift one foot up and we're going to roll that ankle around 3 to 5 times one direction. Very good. And 3 to 5 the other. There you are, Shirley. Great to see you. Diane's waving at you. Welcome. Very good. And release. Same thing other side. If you're standing again, really lift up through that midline. Pull those shoulders back for balance. Very good. Twisting it around and rotating back. Very good. Normal to feel those clicks and pops. I know my ankle's talking to me today. and release. Fantastic. If you are seated, go ahead and come on back up to your feet. We're going to be going right into our first piece today. So a fairly short warm up. We don't need a lot of warm up for this first piece. We're going to, excuse me, start with what's called a tandem stance. But go ahead and grab a quick drink first if you have your water bottle around. With the tandem stance, you're going to think about standing on a tightrope. So I'm going to place my left foot in front of my right, heel to toe, and then from here you want to bring your shoulders over your hips. So you can have your chair or a wall nearby for balance. Otherwise, pull up through your midline, bring those arms out to the side. We're going to hold upwards of 30 seconds here. Shoulders back and down, looking straight ahead. And hold. Woo! I was just about to say, if you want a little bit more balance or a little bit more challenge, you can close your eyes. We're halfway through. Keep pulling up, shoulders back, squeeze them together. That's going to help that stability. And 2, 1, and go ahead and step out of that. So step your left foot out, feet about hip width apart, hands on the hips. We're going to circle those hips around. 3 to 5, one direction. And when you're ready, taking it the other way, nice and gradual. Very good. Smile if you feel goofy, or even if you don't feel goofy, just smile anyway. And release. Same thing on the right side. Step your right foot in front of the left, heel to toe, like you're on that tightrope. And then lift everything up, arms out to the side, shoulders back and down. Here we go, 30 seconds here. Try to find a spot straight ahead to focus on. And be gentle with yourself here. Balance work especially, it's really easy to get critical of. I'm wobbly in myself, so just do your best. Shoulders back, chest up. Woo, holding strong. And 3, 2, 1, and release. Fantastic. All right, we're gonna do that twice more, but in between, let's go ahead. We're going to pretend that we're in the water and we're swimming a front crawl. So just kind of pull the belly button in, just gently bow forward, and then we're going to pretend we're swimming in that water. So elbows up, reaching forward. If for any reason it doesn't feel good to bow forward here, you can just stay upright and move through the shoulders there. Otherwise, just get a little bit of a forward bow, hips back, kind of engaging the backside. Good. Smile. We're air swimming. Is that a thing? Now it is. And 2, 1, release. Go ahead and come on up. All right, we're going to go back to that tandem stance. If you're someone that feels stable on your feet, and if you want to add a little bit more challenge, you can hold a weight underneath your chin. All right, otherwise, stick with those arms out to the side. Left foot in front, round 2. So left foot forward, right foot right behind. Shoulders back and down. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Either weight underneath the chin or arms out to the side. Nice. And that's normal to feel that side to side rock if you're feeling it. I know I am. Shoulders back and down. Keep lifting up. You want to imagine you're like that marionette puppet and there's strings pulling your body up towards the ceiling. Good job. 3, 2, 1, and release. Step that foot out. Place that weight down. Instead of hip circles this time, we're going to go hip rocks. So hands on the hips, and just simply like what it sounds, you're going to rock your hips side to side. So a little bit more stretch on the side of the hips, lateral area. Very good. All right, and now we're going to go second half of set 2. Back to that tandem stance, right foot in front of the left. So place that right foot down. Left toe right behind the heel of the right foot. Pull those shoulders, stack them over the hips. And here we go. Either arms out to the side or a light weight underneath the chin. Think about pulling the belly button in. And remember those strings, that marionette puppet pulling us up to the ceiling. Breathe. Speak kindly to yourself. Good. Looks great, Shirley. Fantastic, Diana. Looks like you're standing normal on 2 feet. And 2, 1, and release. Walk it out. If you are using weights, go ahead and set them down. Fantastic. And now we did that front stroke last time, so now we're not going to lean forward, but we're just going to pretend we're standing up doing the back stroke. So we're going to circle one arm back and then the other arm back. So again, I reach one arm forward, gently circle it back, and then the other. We'll go 3 to 5 times on each arm. Very nice. Reach long, try to keep that arm nice and extended. Fantastic. Let's get out one more on each. And then we've got one last time through on these tandem stances. So practicing some good balance today. All right, you're welcome if you are holding weight on that second round, you're welcome to stick with it. I'm gonna go back to unweighted. Left foot in front of that right foot, toe to heel. Pull those shoulders right over top of the hips, lift everything up, either holding the weight underneath the chin or arms out to the side. 2, 1, here we go. Good. Smile as you wobble. Got some good shake here this morning. That last group really pushed me. Staying tall, we're halfway through, a little bit more than. Good. If those shoulders are starting to come up into the ears, send them back and down. Lift your chest. Broad chest, 2, 1, and release. Step it out, step it down, and we're going to repeat those hip circles like on set 1. Hands on the hips and back to the circular pattern, bringing them forward and nice and smooth around and through. Good job. Feel it for any stiff areas there. Very good. And when you're ready, switch it the other way. All right, everybody. We're almost done with the balance work for now. We just have that right foot forward to finish. So go ahead and relax those arms down. If you want to grab your weight, go ahead and pick it up. And then we're going to get into position, right foot with the left foot right just directly behind. Stack those shoulders, lift everything up, arms out to the side if you're not holding weights. And there's a little bit of a tendency to arch back here. So think ribs down, again, keeping those shoulders stacked over the hips and shoulders down out of the ears. Breathe, we're halfway through. Very nice, less than 10 seconds. Keep lifting up and relax everything down. Step it out. All right, everybody, nice job. Let's grab a quick drink. Keep yourself hydrated. Fantastic. We're going to get a little bit more blood flow going. So we're going to go into some marching neck. So shoulders back, chest tall. We're going to bring arms up to the side. We have this in our final circuit as well. We're going to go with a march and punch. So whenever you're ready, you're going to lift the opposite knee with the opposite arm and punch across the body. Very good. If anybody here wants something a little bit more intense, you're always welcome to do like a running high knees or like a skip instead of a march. Otherwise, we're trying to keep those hips level. Lift the toes as you lift that knee. Just come up as high as you're confident. Very good. Couple more. Exhale as you punch. And relax. From there, walk the feet in so the toes are pointing straight ahead. Stand up nice and tall out of the hips. You're going to bring your hands onto the front of the thighs. Jefferson curl here. Pull the chin in towards your chest with a little bend in those knees. Slide the hands down the legs. Get a nice opening in the back side of the body, pulling the belly button in towards your spine and holding that weight strong in the legs. So we're just checking here. Where are your hands? Can you touch your ankles? Are you stopping at your shins? Can you get down to the floor without forcing anything? And when you're ready, just nice and slow, tuck the hips under, making your way back up to the top. Shoulders back and down. Very good. Step the feet a little bit wider. Long arms, clasp them together in front of the body. And now root down into those legs. And we're going to turn ourselves to one side, peering over that shoulder. Just be gentle on your twist. And then back to center, keeping those feet grounded and gradually bring yourself over to the other side. Good. Breathe in as you come back to the front and exhale as you take it back to your first side. Breathe in, bring it forward and exhale, take it to the other side. One more time on your own. And when you're ready, go ahead and relax those arms down, walk the legs back in. We're going to give some love to the upper body next with our eagle stretch. So eagle arms. Let's take your left arm, it's going to be my right, but your left is going to come in front. Your right's going to swing under, and then we're going to interlace the hands. Feel free to stay standing. We're going to push one down as you push the others up, and you should feel it here like in the lateral portion of your shoulder. Good. Great time to close those eyes, and I can feel myself kind of shrugging up. So shoulders down at the same time, and breathe. One more breath here. Fantastic. And gradually unwind out of that. Shake those arms out. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. All right. So it's going to be left arm under, right arm over. Oh, sorry. Your right arm, my left. Don't let me confuse you. And then we're driving down, pushing up. You should feel it on the outer portion of your right arm. The downside arm is typically the side you feel it on. Sometimes you feel it on both. And try not to shrug up into the ears. Everything down best you can. Lengthen. And a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, gradually come up out of that. Shake it out. We're going to go into a tricep stretch next. So you're welcome to stay standing, or anytime you need to take a seat, go ahead and take a seat also. Let's go your right arm first. You're going to reach straight up in the air. We don't want to sway back here. So ribs down, stay engaged. Bend that elbow, and then you're going to reach around behind your head. Try not to drop your posture forward. So really fight to stay tall here. Pull that elbow back, pull that chin in, and you can either just stay here and hold if this is a really challenging position. If you feel okay here, just gradually take it to the side. Call it a tricep side bend. So we take it a little bit into the torso, lengthen as you come back to center, and nice and gradual, bending to the side. Good, really focus to pull that chin in, lengthening through the spine. Good, 1 to 2 more. Fantastic, good Laura, good Shirley. Nice Diane. And as you finish that one, relax those arms down, shake them out. Good work, keeping those shoulders happy and moving. And same thing, other side, your left arm, reach it up. And I do allow this shoulder to elevate up towards my ear on this one. And then I bend that elbow down, ribs stay down, reach up. You can start or just stay here, right? If this is challenging, pull the chin in, pull the elbow back. This is a tough position. And if that feels okay, then you take it to the side. Take it to the side. As you come back up to center, lengthen, pull that chin back in. Good. 2 to 3 more. Nice, Kelly. Breathe and stretch. Good. And last one. And gradually release. All right, fantastic, everybody. So in our next piece, we're going to start with some deadlifting, but we're going to warm up that hinging position just a little bit more. We did that toe touch. If it is challenging for you to touch your toes, if you watch the intro video on the deadlifts, we talk about not going all the way down to the floor. Okay, you can just kind of go part way. But let's warm up that hinging pattern. So with the feet about hip width apart, take your arms and cross them over your shoulders. We call it our I Dream of Genie Arms. Stand up tall out of the spine, just root down into your legs, pull that belly button in, and now we're gonna bow forward, looking down towards the floor, and then standing straight up, looking straight ahead at the top. And then just as you're ready, pull the belly button in, bowing forward, and stand. So this is the first portion of our deadlift. From the top, and you're standing tall, you hinge your hips back, just like a door hinge. So I hinge over, and then I stand. Squeeze the bum, your backside, also known as your glutes, as you stand. Every time you bow forward, belly button pulls in, and then standing straight up. Very good. We're going to do that deadlift, and then we're going to do a one-arm overhead press, preferably with a light weight, or you're welcome to use bands. If anything's going on with your shoulder that doesn't feel good to go overhead, oops, you can use your bands behind your back and just push out and forward or up as much as you feel comfortable, okay? Otherwise, we're gonna use a little bit of weight and reaching up to overhead. These bands can also be used overhead. I'll sit down on a chair, place it underneath my legs, and then behind my arm, and I can push up to overhead here, okay? So options there, if you don't have weights available, or if it feels better on your body to use bands, please feel free. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and start deadlift first, then overhead press on each arm, 30 seconds each. All right. So for the deadlift, we're gonna walk the feet out, about hip width apart, and you're gonna hold the weight right between your legs. Shoulders back, tall chest, and then whenever you're ready, we bend into those knees just a little bit, and then just like we practiced on that good morning, hinging at the hips, push through your legs, standing tall, bowing forward, sending the hips back, and standing straight up at the top. So we want to stack those shoulders over the hips, chin in, looking down, and standing tall. And you think about engaging those shoulders back as you lower. Okay, don't let yourself start to round. Last one, control down. And if you'd like, feel free to set your weight down as you shake it out. Go ahead and rest. All right, it's going to be your left arm to start. If you're someone that's stronger on the left than the right, start with your non-dominant arm. I kind of make the assumption that most people are stronger on the right, but use your non-dominant arm first. Bring the weight up to the shoulder, and then whenever you're ready, pushing right up to overhead. Elbow forward when you come down. Feel free to stay standing. Lift at the top. Elbow forward, shoulder stays engaged, and then push and lift. Good. Control down and drive up. Nice. Nice and smooth. Good. There you go. Fantastic. You're thinking about pushing that weight right over the center of your head. So not out to the side like we're doing YMCA, but straight up. Everybody looks great here live today. Good. Last one. Elevate and down and switch sides. Alrighty. So continue to stand tall. Elbow up and forward. And 2, 1. Here we go. Push through. Control down. Good. Breathe in to lower. And then exhale into that push. Very nice. And see, I'm trying to kind of close down so there's not any gap of that shoulder to the ear. So you get that shoulder blade moving along the spine, elevating everything up. Every other time we focus on those shoulders back and down, but this is our exception, that overhead press. So we want to push it up and elevate, control, and last one, lift and relax. Fantastic. Going to bring that down, shake it out. Let's grab a drink. That's set 1. We're going to do it twice more. All right, depending upon what weights you have available, if you ideally want to go a little bit heavier for what we're lifting off the ground than what we're pressing up to overhead. So if you have a weight that's a little bit heavier, go ahead and bring that one over. Standing nice and tall, bend down into the knees, bowing forward at the hips, pull that belly button in, and then whenever you're ready, shoulder blades back and down, push through your legs, stand straight up. Very good. Keeping it close, controlling down, and standing tall. Nice. Pull that chin in, looking down as you lower. Breathe. Halfway. And sometimes there's a tendency to arch back at the top. So I want you to just stand tall, but we don't want to overarch. So just stay straight up and down. Let's go a couple more here. Controlling down, standing tall. Breathe in and up. Fantastic. Go ahead and shake it out. Set that down when you're ready. And then we're going back to that overhead press. Non-dominant arm to start. Alrighty, and 2, 1, whenever you're ready. Elevate, push through, and bringing it down. Good. Lift. Nice. Awesome, good. Range of motion is looking smooth, Diane. There you go. Good, Shirley. Push as high as you can. So try to push it up to the ceiling. There it is. Nice. Try to extend that elbow. Couple more. Up. Lift. Nice, Laura. Good extension. You got it, John. Push through and relax down. Fantastic. Switch sides. Shaking that out. 2, 1, and here we go. Drive her up. I'm gonna take a little off of my breathing. It happens. Just don't hold your breath. Keep it smooth. There you go. And notice as I come down, I don't want the elbow to wing wide, but I bring that elbow forward and try not to let everything drop down. So staying engaged, driving through, control down, nice. Straight up to overhead. Last one. And rest. Fantastic. That's twice. We're just going to do it one more time. Before we get into that last set, let's go behind the back stretch. So if you can reach the hands behind you, interlace those fingers. If you can't quite reach the hands, you can use your band, a towel, and what have you. Bring it behind you, grab onto that band, and then extend from there. Reaching the arms back, pulling them up. If you want to add a forward bow to it, you can. Bowing forward, pulling those arms up a little bit more. Pull the belly button in. And then when you're ready, release. Come back up to the top. Get your bearings. Grab a quick drink, and then we'll be back to that final set. Deadlifts and overhead press. And once again, if anything's going on, it doesn't feel good to pick something up off the ground, go back to that bow that we did in the warm-up. Bowing forward and stand. Otherwise, let's go in 10 seconds. Bringing that weight right between the feet. Stand up tall. And 2, 1, here we go. Chin in, push through the legs. Keep that midsection engaged. I think about kind of bracing my midline, pulling that belly button in, especially as I lower, kind of pull everything nice and tight. Support that low back, shoulders back and down. Control, chin in, looking down, standing tall, maybe one more. And 2, 1, and rest. Very good. Final overhead press. Non-dominant arm to start. And 2, 1, whenever you're ready. Elevate up, control down. Nice. There you go. Halfway through. Good. Drive high, maybe 1 to 2 more. Control down, push up, down, and rotate arms. Alrighty. Last exercise on this circuit. 2, 1, here we go. Push all the way up and through. Elbow comes forward. Drive and down. Nice. Keep trying to close down that gap between the shoulder and the ear. So get that full elevation. Keeps that shoulder blade moving along the rib cage. Elevate up, elbow forward. 10 seconds left. Fantastic. Good, Shirley. Good reach. And 2, 1, rest and rotate. Nice work. There's 2 sets done. Come on up, shake it out. All right, we're gonna start to give some more love to that lower body. You wanna give some attention to open up the hip flexors a little bit more. So we're gonna start from standing. Let's take your left leg. You're gonna step it back, have both heels planted, and I have my feet about hip width apart. You can either interlace your fingers or just reach your arms up to overhead best you can, or I dream of Genie Arms. Lifting up out of your hips, just gently try to shift forward. And make sure that your front leg, that heel is planted and shin stays vertical. I don't want you to shoot that knee forward. So staying tall and just ever so gently rock the hips forward. Just get a little bit of opening on the front of the hip of that trail leg. Good job. Stay here, but bring those arms down for a minute. And then I'm going to bring them back up. And this time I'm going to add my little side bend to it. So stretching out that side body one more time, taking it over towards the front leg, back to the top. Let's go 1 to 2 more times. Bending to the side. Nice. Up to the top. Once more. Reach over, up, and release. Good job. Step that back foot forward. Shake out those arms, and then same thing opposite side. So it should be your right foot steps back. Either I dream of Genie Arms or stretching it up to overhead. If you want to interlace the hands, feel free. Starting just straight up and down first, lifting the chest and shifting that hip forward, keeping that front heel planted, shin nice and vertical. Very good. Trying to squeeze that glute, that trail leg. Good job. Give those arms a break, bringing them down. And then keeping the feet in position, I'll take them up one more time or back to those I Dream of Genie. And now we're going to bend to the side, bending towards your lead leg. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and out. Beautiful. Woo, shake those arms out, bring it all down. Walk the feet in. Alrighty. So if you want to get something to balance on, or you can practice your balance, maybe just something to stand near, we're going to go into a quad stretch. So this is one of the more challenging ones. If you can't quite grab the foot, do the best you can. You can repeat what we just did with that overhead reach. Otherwise, lifting up, see if you can grab that foot and looking to pull the heel towards your glute. And for the stretches, we want them just to be gradual stretches. Mild stretches might be a better word too. We want it to be a mild stretch, not an intense stretch. Very nice. 2, 1, and release. Set that side down. And same thing other side, lifting everything up. Best as able, try to grab the foot with the same side hand. If you can't do it, it's okay. Just take a break or do that standing stagger stance that we just did. I know it's easy to be critical of yourself, so release any judgment that you have, especially if you can't do something right now. It's okay. You're here, you're doing the best you can. And 2, 1, and release. And as always, if you don't want to ask me live, we can always talk about anything that you have trouble with later on as well. Alrighty, we're going to go inner thigh stretch, and then we're going to get ready for our next circuit. So wide base stance. This is a great time to kind of balance on something. So I can have my chair in front of me. Heels really planted down, and I'm going to just go into like a little bit of a side lunge. So I lunge to the side, heel planted, knee pushing out, looking to say hello to this inner thigh a little bit here. So kind of lunge to one side, come up to center. Again, heels planted, knee pushes out as you lunge to the other side. And just as you feel here, taking it side to side, trying to keep that chest nice and tall. Very good. Getting about 2 to 3 each way. Nice. Up and center and back. Fantastic. Go ahead and walk those feet in. Alrighty, next we're going to go into our squat sit, warming up our squatting. So you can hold on to something or reach your arms straight out. We've got our feet about hip width apart with a little bit of a toe out. So one toe's pointing towards 11 o'clock, one toe's pointing towards 1 o'clock on the dial. The dial's on the ground. And then I can hold on to something, heels planted, send those hips back. And we're looking to see if we can get those hips below the knees, only if you feel ready for it. And then when you need, push through the legs, pull yourself up and forward. Anywhere between 3 and 5 of these guys. So sending those hips back, controlling down. Really key here, keep your heels planted and chest up and forward. Very good. This is a movement that's really common for people to have quite a bit of stiffness. You may experience a little bit of pain. If it's painful pain, like really making you grimace and it doesn't ease up as you move, then this may not be the best movement for you. So make good choices. Listen to your body, but we do them to really keep those knees open, those hips open. I have definitely seen people to feel better as they practice that movement. So use the judgment for yourself. Alrighty. So the first movement of the last piece is a squat. So you can do it without any assistance or squat to a chair, sitting back to a chair and standing. You can go unweighted, or if you feel pretty stable here, please feel free to grab 1 or 2 weights. You're going to hold them up at the shoulders for 2 or underneath the chin for 1. All right. We're going to be going through 4 sets. So I'm going to just talk you through the movements on the first round, and then we'll move a little bit more fluid on the last 3. So we're going to start with those squats here in about 15 seconds. Grab a drink. And if you don't have a weight for the squats, you're probably going to want one for the second exercise. So just keep your lighter weights nearby. And 2, 1, whenever you're ready. Either free squat without the chair or lowering down, standing tall. We've got 30 seconds here. As you sit back into those heels, there's that habit that we lift those toes up. So see if you can push that big toe down and keep your heel planted all at the same time. If you push that big toe down, the rest of the toes tend to follow, and that just helps activate the arches of the foot. So that will help stabilize your base and rest. Great job, everybody. All righty. Second exercise is that march and punch. So go ahead and set your weight down. Standing tall, arms up to the side. And 2, 1, here we go. Knees up, punching across the body. Get that breathing going here. Nice. And just lift your knee as much as you're comfortable. As you lift the knee, lift the toe. Halfway. Good job. When I bring my elbow back, I think about pulling those shoulders back, getting back into a nice tall chest position each time. And rest. All righty. Next, either with weight or without weight, you can do it off your table. I'm going to show it off the chair. We're going to be doing an elevated plank row all on one arm. So I'm going to place my hands, walk the feet back. Now you can do this without weight, okay? Just supporting on one hand, lifting the other elbow up. Or if you feel ready for it, you can grab one weight, row up and down. So this is a midline exercise at the same time with the upper body. Midline and upper body. So go ahead and set your feet about hip width apart. Place both hands down, either with your weight or without. 2, 1, here we go. We're going to row just one arm. So I'm on the right, wherever you choose. As you pull that arm up and in, think shoulder down. The higher your surface, the easier this is going to be. So the lower your surface, the harder it's going to be. You could also be down on the floor in a plank. Good job. And once you know what you're doing, turn that gaze down so you're looking at your support hand. Good job. Couple more. And rest. Good job. Walk those feet in. Coming back up to standing. All right. Next exercise, you're either going to do like a lateral step, or if you feel good to kind of pick that knee up, it's called a lateral step over. So you have an imaginary hurdle there, and you're going up and over the hurdle. Very nice. You're going to go 30 seconds here, nice and smooth. Up and over, okay? If anybody here wants a little bit more dynamic movement, you're welcome to bounce a little bit, either straight up and down or side to side. Otherwise, stick with that lateral step. 10 more seconds. Good job. And a little bit tipsy there, so staying tall. Shoulders down out of the ears and relax. All right, we just got to balance out that opposite arm. So taking it back to that plank row, opposite side this time. I did the right arm last time. I'm not sure if you were with me or not, but now I'm going to be on the left. So walk those feet back, pull that belly button in, everything nice and strong, and either without weight or with, whenever you're ready. Elbow up, shoulders back and down. And just make sure you can, pause a little bit longer on 2 arms. If you don't quite feel ready to go on to 1, that's totally okay. Practice holding this elevated plank. Good job. Keep an eye on you all, but ideally for you, have your gaze down at that support hand. Elbow up, reaching forward. And 2, 1, and rest. Walk those feet in. Alrighty, that's the first set. Go ahead and roll those wrists around. Take a little bit of a break. And then we're going to be back to our squats here. Great time to grab a drink. We're going to go back to those squats in 20 seconds. You're welcome to stay squatting to your chair. I'm going to show it without the chair this round. All right, everybody, less than 10 seconds. Remember to turn those feet about hip width apart, toes at 11 and 1 o'clock. And whenever you're ready, controlling back and down, heels down, toes pushed down, and stand. Very good. Diane, I can't see your feet very well, but it looks like you might be a little bit narrow if you want to put your feet a little wider. There you go. Thanks for switching the camera up a little bit. That helps. Sinking back and stand. Good. That looks better. Can you turn sideways? There, perfect. And sit back and rest. Beautiful, Diane. Great depth there. Nice, everybody. March and punch next. Standing tall, shoulders back. 2, 1. Whenever you're ready, breathe. Exhale as you punch. Good. Smile. Halfway there. Nice work. I'm feeling my legs too. 1, and rest. Good job. Elevated plank row, that single arm row from the elevated surface. I'm going to be on my right arm first. Pull that midline nice and strong. Place the hands down. This is a tough one, so be gentle on yourself. 2, 1, here we go. Again, we don't have to hold a weight. If you're new to this, just row one elbow up and control. Yep, up, and then support the hand down. So when we're doing work on one side of the body, we're really focused to not let ourselves do a whole lot of twisting. And that support hand is working too, right? It's supporting all your body weight. So splay those fingers wide, grip the fingertips down to whatever surface you're supporting on. Shoulder blade back and down, elbow high, and rest. Good job. Walk it in. Nice deep breath. We've got our back to our march, step overs or lateral hops, whatever you're ready. Nice and controlled. Stepping to the side. You've got that imaginary hurdle. Knees up, toes up. Good. Stay nice and stable here. This is a balance exercise as well, right? Because you're on one foot, transferring your weight to the other side. And 2, 1, relax. We're going single arm row on the right. Sorry, left. My bad. All righty, set those feet back, place the hands down. 2, 1, here we go. So we don't want to let our hips arch down, hips level at the shoulder. Breathe as you row. Nice elbow position, Laura, looks great. Reaching down, pulling up and through. Beautiful. Down and up. Fantastic, Shirley. Very nice. Almost there. Very good. And 2, 1, and rest. That's 2 rounds. We're going to go twice more through. Take a little bit shorter rest this time. So if you need a little bit more break or you want to rest a little bit longer, then please give it to yourself. Otherwise, 10 seconds, we'll be back to our squats or our sit stand from the chair. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. So even to the chair, if you feel ready for it, you can hold a little bit of weight underneath the chin, controlling down and standing tall. Make sure you know where your chair is behind you. I almost missed mine. Push through your feet to stand. Knees drive wide. Fantastic, Kelly. Straight up. Good. Sinking back. There you go, Laura. Looks great. And stand. Over halfway. Control. And up. Sinking back. And 2, 1. And rest and rotate. Fantastic. March and punch. A little bit more blood flow. Nice tall chest. Arms up at the sides. And whenever you're ready, here we go. Punch it out. And you can always move around your space here. I just tend to, hold stationary. But if you want to march and punch and move, kind of give a little bit more variety to it. Fantastic. 5 seconds, almost there. Smile, punch, and rest. Alrighty, plank row. And I guess I could have shown this earlier, but just for someone, if you're having trouble with that position, you can go to the long band and you can go seated. I've got 2 more rounds, so I'll just show it now. With the band around 1 foot, I could row with only 1 arm. So that's what I'm going to do this time. Otherwise, feel free to stick with what you've been doing. 2, 1, let's go right arm. Elbow back and in, reaching forward and row. Yep, reach and row. So if the plank felt like a little bit too much for you, this is our alternative. Reaching forward, pulling it back and in. Or sometimes, your low back might be getting a little bit stiff and holding that plank feels like a little bit too much work at this point in the hour. So control that shoulder blade back and down. Reaching forward. And rotate. Fantastic. Second to last of those lateral steps. Standing nice and tall. And if you don't feel ready for that high step, just do like we did in the warm-up where you do that little side step. Otherwise, here we go with those step overs. It's a challenging movement. It really helps to open up our hips as well, though. As you're doing this lateral step, you move that hip joint a little bit differently than when we're just doing a regular march. So that's one of the reasons that I like it. And we do a lot of marching here because we want to keep our legs strong, keep our body trained to be able to really pick up our feet. That's right. When we shuffle around, that's when we set ourselves up to be more likely to trip. So you want to pick your feet up. My grandma used to always say, pick them up, pick them up, pick them up. Anytime she kind of tripped or shuffled her feet or anything, I always hear her voice in my head. And rest. Woo! All right, either that elevated plank row or feel free to stick with the band. We're going to be on the left arm this time. If you're using the band, you'll go around 1 foot or 2, sitting tall, and whenever you're ready, elbow back and in, reach forward, squeeze that elbow in. Nice. We did that overhead press. We focused a lot on elevating that shoulder, and now we're focusing on depressing that shoulder, as in keeping it down out of the ear. So now I want to have as much space as I can between my shoulder and my ear. Yep, squeeze, hold. Let's go 1 more and release. Beautiful. All right. 1 more cycle through, guys. This has been a little bit longer than normal, so if you are done for the day, go ahead and take a break. Otherwise, I'm going to take you right into it, going in 10 seconds, back with our squats. But we did quite a bit of work today, so if you're done, there's nothing to be ashamed of there. Toes at 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock, whenever you're ready. Setting the hips back, pushing those knees out, standing smooth. Very good. Time goes fast here. Hopefully it's gone fast for you as well. Sinking back, standing tall. Push that big toe down as you keep those heels pushing down also. Activate the arch of the foot. Keep those toes gripping the ground. Maybe 1 more. And rotate. Fantastic. As soon as you set those weights down, we're going to go right into that march and punch. So if you're not quite ready, not a problem. Just join us when you are. And here we go. Knees up, arms up, punch it out. Good. Exhale on that punch. Beautiful. Ooh, little wobbly there, over halfway. I'm not even 40 yet, and I get a little wobbly too. So especially if you're older than me, you've had more years on this earth, your body's been through more stress, more challenges. Be gentle and relax. Gentle, especially in the mind and how you talk to yourself. All right, you're welcome to stick with those plank rows or join me for the band. We're going to go right arm first. Sitting nice and tall. And whenever you're ready, we're going to row, elbow in, shoulder down, reach forward, squeeze. Beautiful. And when I'm using the band here, I rotate my palm up as I pull the band in. So I rotate the palm down as I'm reaching forward and then back and in. When I'm doing it from the plank, I just have it neutral the whole time, just holding it steady. Great job, Shirley. Way to hang in there. Moving well. And 1 to 2 more. 2, 1, and rotate. Very nice. If you want a little bit more break, just stay there and wait for that final row. Otherwise, we have our final lateral step piece. Standing tall rather. And here we go. Side step or our hurdle. Nice. Keeping those shoulders stacked over the hips. Eyes up, chest up. As you lift the knee and the foot, lift those toes up now. Lifting the whole foot up. Good work. You got it, John. You got it, Kelly. We're almost done. And 2, 1, and relax. All right, folks, either that final plank row or I'm going to show it with the band. Left arm to finish. All right, this is our last exercise. 2, 1, here we go. Reaching forward, pull it back and in. Reach and row. Reach it out, squeeze, down and up. Nice. Very good. That's a fantastic elbow position, Shirley. You're the one I can best see on screen right now, so you get the attention. It's like, oh, I love that. Nice work. Good. Smiling through it. Reaching out, pulling it back and in. Couple more. And go ahead and relax. Nice job, everybody. Woo! That one took a little bit longer than planned. Nice work. Good job, Laura. There you are. All right. If your water's nearby, feel free to grab it. Otherwise, we're going to stretch out in the chair. Just a couple cool down stretches. I say a couple. It probably means at least 3 to 5. Sitting nice and tall. Let's come to the edge of the chair. We're going to get some rotations for the mid-back first. So we're going to take one hand behind the head, elbow towards that opposite thigh, and sit tall and rotate, peering over the shoulder. Breathe in as you close, and then exhale into that rotation. I also use my hand here on the inside of the same side knee, just help kind of push against, only if it feels right for your body, but it just helps encourage a little bit more rotation. And show you from the side here, I'm just twisting and following it with my gaze. So follow your eyes. Your eyes will help your spine get a little bit more rotation there. Last one, down, up, and peering across. Beautiful. Same thing, opposite side. Sit up nice and tall out of that spine. We're always focused on how tall can we sit, how tall can we stand. Curl it down. Sit tall as you pivot. Breathe in, take it across, and exhale. Feel free to give that light pressure on the inside of the knee, on the side that you're twisting away from. Couple more. And last one. Very good. We're going to do a little bit more twisting, but before that, we're going to give some love to our upper neck area and traps. So go ahead and sit tall, pull those shoulders back and down. If you'd like here, you can take your right hand and kind of lift your bum up off the chair, palm up. You can sit right down on that hand and then use this to traction that shoulder back and down. From here, sitting nice and tall, I'm going to pull my chin in, like I'm trying to just make a double chin here, and then bring your chin towards the opposite collarbone. So if you're sitting on your right hand, bring your chin towards your left collarbone. And then if you'd like, you can take your left hand, fingertips here on the top of the head, over towards your right side of the head, And just like you're trying to put the pressure of a dime with your fingertips to encourage a little bit more of a stretch. You want to feel it like along the side of the neck on the right side. One more breath here. And come on up and release. Very good. Let's just kind of tilt the head side to side and between sides. Nice and gentle. Good. And then when you're ready, same thing, opposite side. So now it should be your left hand. I'll lift my hips up, palm down. And if you're on a hard surface chair, don't worry about the hand because that's not going to feel good. Shoulder blade back and down, sit tall. And now what are we focused on? Chin towards the opposite collarbone. Pull the chin in first and then gently tuck it down. You'd like to take your right hand, fingertips on top of the head. Encourage just a little bit of overpressure there. And breathe. Nice deep breath in. And gently release when you're ready. Coming off your hand. And then instead of side to side, let's circle the head around this time. Chin down towards the chest. Ooh, that's stiff on me today. And then I'll gently bring my ear towards one shoulder. Looking up towards the ceiling best you can, ear towards the opposite shoulder. Let's circle 2 to 3 times each way. Rocking it back, looking up, gently taking it around. And then when you're ready, reverse directions, taking it around to the opposite side. Round and back and up, all the way through. Fantastic. All right, and then our final stretch, it's going to be our seated torso rotations with our shoulder rotations. So if you want to take your right leg, you can either keep both feet flat or you can cross your right foot over the left. Sitting tall, you're going to take your left hand to that right leg, pull yourself around, and then your right hand to the left shoulder. Oh gosh, I almost did it. Your, what is this? Right hand to the right shoulder. And now we're going to pivot around and circle it around. I was speaking the opposite of myself to try to kind of help us to mirror each other here. And sometimes I don't do so well there. Just like I encourage you all, I'm practicing it too, laughing at myself when we mess up. We always are making mistakes. But we do a lot of things right also that we oftentimes don't always notice as well as we notice our mistakes. Sit tall as you pivot here. A couple more. Trying to get that shoulder blade, keeping it moving on the rib cage. When you're ready, go ahead and release. Same thing, other side. So totally fine if you prefer to keep the feet flat or cross it up and over, sitting tall. See your left to the left shoulder. And then pivot that elbow up and back and down, and then peering over with your gaze. Nice deep breathing. Always remember that your breath is there for you. You have it happening all day long. You're breathing, whether you're noticing your breath or not. But anytime you find yourself stressed out, finding yourself a little anxious, try to bring your attention back to your breath. Close your eyes, gradually untwist yourself, and use that breathing to help try to calm your body, calm your nervous system, and try to think of any kind of joyful experience, playing some good music, whatever it can be to help just kind of lighten your mood, okay? All right, everybody, feel free. Anything else that you want to add in for your body today? Otherwise, we've concluded our hour. Thank you so much for being here live. Fun to have a good group today, and hope to see you all next week. Go ahead and stop the recording.